using a pair of compass, right? So this is what my pair of compasses and a rule. I have a very beautiful rule. Of course, I need an extra pencil, right? And then this is my A4 sheet. And so we are going to draw the diagram you see on this video before clicking on it, right? That is exactly what you are going to do in this video. Now, without wasting time, so this is my first line here. So according to the instruction we have, you are going to draw quadrilateral PQR and then S, right? PQRS with this condition that P to Q is 6.5 kilometers, right? Did I say kilometers? Which is not necessarily the case, so you have to pay a very close attention to what the dimension given to you. So it's 6.5 cm, so it means that 6.5 centimeters. I don't know the type of ruler that you are using, but for me it has a two-way dimension. So here is a cm, right? So the top here is the centimeters and the down here so the inches. So we are dealing with this one, so it's 6.5. So I decided to go with the second in either case. If you decided to go with a P to Q, there's no issue with that. Is that okay? There's no issue. All that matters that you are obeying the instruction and then arrive at exactly what they're asking you to do. Okay, now look at the second one. Says that P to S is 7.5 cm. So that is the 7.5 cm that I have here. Is that okay? So from here, this is up to 7, right? So that is a very nice and simple mistake you should be avoiding doing. Yours it's 7.5. Where is the 0.5 here? So 0.5 is just after this. Can you see? Just after this one, all right? So 7.5. So starting from the 0 to 7.5. So this is where you're supposed to end, not this point, right? So very perfect one. It's always advisable to avoid cleaning things in your construction, right? Okay, so very perfect. Now you have here to, that's the dimension is P to S, right? So you have here to P to S to be what, 7.5 cm, right? Okay, now that I have the 7.5 cm, what about the first one? The first one says that P to Q is 6.5. So P here, Q somewhere, we don't know exactly where that Q is going to be yet. Is that okay? So how are you going to construct that? So pay very close attention here when dealing with questions like this. This is a little bit tricky, right? So the information that we have here, we have this. It's always advisable to write these things down. We have P to Q, right? So P to Q here, that is 6.5, and then you have line P to S, that is going to equal to 7.5, and then we have angle QPS, right? So angle QPS, that is equal to 105. And the one thing you know for sure that the angle is always at the middle letter, meaning that this 105 degrees here should be at this point, right? And then we also have angle RQP, and that is equal to 120. So this is what 120 degrees. And then the last part of the question here is that it's very advisable to have all these things now, right? We have P, Q here is parallel. This is a symbol of a parallel, right? Two lines like this is a parallel to line SR. Okay, once you have all these information now, what are you going to do next? Okay, now it's always important and advisable to focus on the angle. Sometimes, specifically in these questions like this, since I have my first line down, everything is going to build on or start from this particular line. So the next angle that I'm having here is QP and S, which is 105. So it means that we are going to construct this angle at P, always the middle letter. So how do you construct 105 degrees here? Here you first of all construct. So here you need to construct what or you know how to construct 60 degrees, and then as well as for 90 degrees. So this is what my 60 degree. Remember, look at what I'm doing. Have your compass at the pointed side or the start, and make sure that you have a little bit pressure there. All right. Okay, once I'm going to construct my let's go with the 60 first. So this is what I did not take any measurement at this point. I just open to my convenience radius and then construct with the same radius. That's very important. Come and stand at this point here, and then you construct the arc here, right? So it means that from here to this point here is for 60 degrees. You can open to your convenience here. It can be bigger than this or it can be smaller than this, but don't squeeze it, don't make it a little bit small, right? So from here to here is 60, and then from here with the same radius, the radius that I used to start is the same radius that I'm using to construct this thing. So come and stand here, and then you construct another arc here. Is that okay? Or maybe you can choose to stand here and construct the arc to be at the same point, right? So from here to here is another 60, and then from here to here is another 60. That's why we normally say that everything is straight line add up to 180 degrees. Okay, perfect. So now that we have our 60 degrees, what are we going to do? The next thing that we are going to construct is what 90 degrees. So for sure I can stand here, right, and we'll pivot to my convenience radius. Is that okay? So you construct an arc at the top here, and then come and stand here, and then you construct another arc here. Is that okay? So where these two arcs intersect, that is where we are going to join a line from here to this point, is that we are going to have our 90 degrees. So this is what my 90 degrees, right? So once I have the 90 degrees here, what am I going to do? You see, the 90 degrees starts from reading from this point here to this line here is 90 degrees, but when I read from here to this line is what 60 degrees. Is that okay? So first of all, I need the 90. So 90 plus 15 will give me what 105, right? So 90 plus 15 will give me 105. Look at something. If everything from here to here is 60 degrees and I have my 90 at this point, what do you think will be the remaining part? Right? That should be 30. So when I divide the 30 into 2, I'm going to have my 15. Is that okay? Or you can even imagine this is that from here to this point here is what 180 degrees. So when I divide the 180 degrees into 2 equal parts, each side is what 90, right? So here, this small part here, I know that from here to this line is 60, and I divide 60 into 2, each part is just going to be 30, 30. When I divide 30 into 2, I'm going to have what my 15. So you just open to your convenience radius here, and then construct an arc, and then come and stand at this line here, because that is the angle that we want to divide into 2. You construct another, sorry, that's why you need to have a very pressure at the pointed side here. Okay, so this is my second arc in this line. So let me share this, and then come and stand it and divide this across it. Look at where they are intersecting. That is exactly what we are looking for, where these two people are meeting, right? Okay, so they are meeting out of this line here. Can you see that? Okay, this is what I have. You can even see clearly that maybe this angle here, this angle have been divided into 2. So it seems from here to this part is 90, and then 90 plus the 15 here, everything is going to be 105 degrees. All right, so this is for this angle P, Q, P, and S. Is that okay? Okay, now what's next? Now that we have this line here, we know that P to Q is 6.5. So Q is somewhere on this line by way dimension 6.5, right? So you just need to take your rule. Maybe you may choose to have your compass here, and then take the measurement at this point to this line. Is that okay? So from here to 6.5, you see exactly what I'm having here. So that is what my 6.5. All right, so you just come and stand here and take that measurement here. So for sure we know that Q is somewhere here. So this line is where we are having what our Q, which is what 6.5 cm, right? So everything in construction is just by gradually, step by step, right? So follow the instruction, the questions that they gave you, and do as it is. Okay, now we have the next one to be what? Angle RQP to be what? 120 degrees. So R, we don't know where our R is going to be, but alright, we know that R is on the angle of 120 degrees of Q, right? So Q at this, remember the middle letter is always where the angle is formed. So our angle here is going to form at Q, which is at 120 degrees. That should be easy to be construct, because we've already seen how to construct 180 degrees. So look at the way the things goes here. So maybe you may turn your paper the other way around. So by here for me, that will be easy for me to construct here. So I'm just going to construct my arc. Obviously, what is happening? So I have my first arc here. Remember, with the same dimension, you come and stand here at this point, and then what? You cross it. How many angle? Which angle is that? Which angle have I constructed from here to? That should be 60. So when I stand here at this point here, so I construct another one. Okay, always have a pressure here to avoid any mistake. Okay, so that's going to be my 120 from here, right? Or maybe from here, that's going to be, which direction are you going? You have to obey this R, Q, and a P. R somewhere on this line to Q, and then to P is going to be 120. So meaning that the line has to pass through this particular point. So that is what my very beautiful line that I have here. So we know that our R is going to be on this line, right? So but we don't know the dimensions, so don't be in a hurry to do anything. Now the last part of the instruction, it says that PQ is parallel to SR. PQ is parallel to SR. That is very, very important for you to know. You must know how to construct a parallel line. Is that okay? So what it means that this is going to be my PQ. This line here is parallel to SR. We don't know where R is going to be. So for us to make these two lines parallel, all that we are going to do here is that look at the angle at which this guy is moving. You have to make sure that you are having the same angle at this point here. Other than that, by the properties of the parallel line, they are going to meet. It's okay. We don't want them to meet in the future. The road, you make sure that you are on your path, and then this guy is also on his or her path, right? So that is very, very simple. So the angle at which we are moving here should be the same angle that this guy is also moving, so that they will never meet in the future. That is the simple definition of a parallel line. So here we are going to construct, so how many degrees? 105 degrees here, even though it's not part of the instruction, but by the properties of the parallel line, that is what we are going to do here. So what do you do here? Remember how we constructed that. We are first of all going to construct our 90 degrees. By the way, this is the 60, the 260 before we divide that into 2 and add our 30 degrees, right? Okay, let's go. This thing doesn't need any measurement. All that you need to know is to open to your convenience radius and make sure that you obey the instruction as you see in this video. So which angle is it? That's going to be our 90. Okay, since I have my 90, remember this small part is left with 30. So we must divide our 30 into 2 to have our 105. So 15 plus 90, that should be 105 degrees. So how do you bisect? You bisect like this. You see, all that matters here is that you are obeying the law. You have to make sure that you are following exactly what I'm doing here. Have you seen? Right, so perfect. So where these two people intersect, meaning that this point here is going to divide this angle here, from here to here, into 2 equal parts, right, without even taking any measurements. So the next thing you have to do is to draw a line from this point here straight and then meet the R, right? So let's see where it's going to meet the R, so that 2 lines here are going to be a parallel. So in this case, I'm very lucky to have my R. That's why it's always advisable that if you have your paper, make sure that you always begin at the middle of the paper to avoid such a simple mistake like this. So this is where I'm going to have my R For sure, this is a quadrilateral with four sided shape, right? So it means that this line and then this line here are parallel, right? Don't hesitate. If you have any question, make sure that you comment in the comment section below. If you are new here, so make sure that you subscribe to our channel for content like this. All right, so if you're already here, just give us a thumbs up if you gain some value from this video, and then comment if you have. It's very important for you to comment in the comment section below if you have any question, so that we can easily attend to. Now this is what they're asking us to provide here. So you have been asked to measure line QR, right? So QR. So what is the value of line QR as well as line SSR? So that is going to be, these are the two questions that we have to, all I need to just take your rule and measure that, right? So Q to R here, and then write your answer down, and then S to R. So from here to here, and then write that answer down. Make sure that everything is being measured in what, using the cm. So there are two ways of taking that measurement. I may choose to go like this, or so put that at 0 and then measure that a very nice accurate with all the points. Is that okay? It doesn't mean that your answer should be the same as your friend answer, which is not necessarily the case. If there's a slight point difference in that, is accepted. Or you may take your divider or your compass and then stand at this point here, and then you open all the way to that top, right? So that is why it's very, very important to have a very nice and better compass for you to take the measurement. So let me hear from you in the comment section below the values of these two things here. So thank you for watching this video.